Hi, this is Forced for Faulty Lid. Today, we're going to analyze a defensive setup that I think may become more relevant in Overwatch's new meta. For this strategy, BK Stars uses a composition of Soldier 76, McCree, Winston, D.Va, Ana, and Lucio. They defend the first objective on Volskaya Industries by positioning on the high ground that overlooks the point. To get a sense of why this setup is noteworthy, let's first look at how teams defended this point in the old Season 2 meta. Before the most recent patch, pro teams at the Apex Season 1 tournament defended Volskaya's first point with one of two defensive philosophies. The first and less common one is used here in a group stage match between Conbox T6 and Envious. The setup looks a lot like how most people play defense on this map in ranked matches. Envy uses a 3-tank, 2-support, 1 DPS setup that clogs the choke point and denies Conbox easy entry. Envy's heroes all want to operate at close range, so this strategy forces T6 to have to move through the area Envy's heroes are most effective in. I think most people understand how a choke point defense works by now, so I won't waste time going over it. The second and most common method of pros defending Volskaya can be seen here in a match between Kongdu Uncia and MVP Space. I call this strategy the shooting gallery. Kongdu Uncia positions themselves above the point behind their Reinhardt shield. They want to keep MVP Space at a safe distance from themselves and allow Birdwing's McCree to chunk away at them. Kongdu Uncia's Reaper deters MVP Space from diving right onto them with their tanks. This defense wants to keep the offense at arm's length, so much so that they actually concede the high ground when MVP Space flanks around behind them. Kongdu Uncia would rather drop to the low ground than engage MVP Space in a close quarter scrum. The two teams poke back and forth, and unfortunately for the defense, Birdwing's poke doesn't amount to a pick. The poke battle ends when Space's D.Va and Winston dive Lucid's Ana. Reinhardt, Reaper, and Zarya collapse in on MVP Space's attackers to protect Lucid. Kongdu Uncia gets the kills they need to repel the attack, but that's not the big takeaway here. The important thing to note is the philosophy behind the defense. Like most teams at the Apex tournament pre-patch, Kongdu Uncia and Envious defend Volskaya with a patient, park behind the Reinhardt style. This defense is inherently non-aggressive. It lets the offense come to them. In this example, the fight won't become a scrum unless MVP Space initiates to make it one, or Kongdu Uncia gains a man advantage. A non-aggressive shooting gallery defense contrasts with the style BK Stars uses post-patch against LuxuryWatch Blue. In this new meta where 76 and D.Va are much more viable, BK Stars combines a shooting gallery defense with a dive composition. Bunny's Soldier and Dohyeon's McCree position on opposite sides of the high ground that overlooks Point A. Their job is to crossfire down onto targets below. Bernar's Winston and Alarm's D.Va position in front of and behind the point on their respective rooftops. Their job is to use their mobility to create chaos when LuxuryWatch Blue attacks. The idea here is that the aggressive tank dives disrupt the offense and distract them from firing onto Bunny or Dohyeon. So rather than protecting their shooting gallery with a Reinhardt shield, BK Stars protects their DPS by forcing LW Blue to deal with Winston and D.Va. If they can pull this off without their tanks being picked early, this is going to open up the fight for Bunny and Dohyeon to do serious damage. LW Blue passes through the choke point and heads towards Point B. They flank around the backside and take a high ground position. During this time, Dohyeon's McCree falls off the high ground on the other side. LW Blue's Winston, who did not flank with the rest of his team, initiates onto Dohyeon. McCree puts in some damage and gets some heals from Twilight's Ana. Bernar's Winston also dives to protect his teammate. Already, the mobility of this comp helps BK Stars fix a mistake that could have resulted in an early pick. Mako dives away, but now he's in trouble. Luna's Ana fires at Winston to heal him, but it isn't enough. Dohyeon and Bernar kill Mako and give the defense an early advantage. Now you may be wondering, how was Dohyeon able to safely drop to the low ground and take out Mako without even being shot at? It's because a moment earlier, Alarm's D.Va dives right through LW Blue's barrier and gets in the face of their team. This distraction gives Dohyeon a safe moment to finish off Mako. Alarm's D.Va dive forces Lucio onto the ground below. Reinhardt and Genji drop down to protect Gambler's Lucio. This gives NoName's Soldier a moment where he's no longer distracted. He kills Dohyeon's McCree while he stands out in the open. However, Bernar uses this time to kill Luna while the rest of LW Blue is preoccupied with either Alarm or Dohyeon. The defense holds its one-man advantage. Meanwhile, Alarm's D.Va is broken. Saebyeolbe goes for the kill while Twilight pops heals onto Alarm. Just when Saebyeolbe moves in for the killing blow, Bunny blasts Saebyeolbe's Genji away from above. Even though she almost died, D.Va did her job. She occupies Genji long enough for Bunny to kill Saebyeolbe without much resistance. Twilight finishes off Reinhardt and the teamfight is over. NoName jumps to his death to reset and Gambler's speed boosts away. In this next teamfight, 76, Ana, and Lucio position on the high ground side to the left of the point. This makes them a prime target for a Winston dive, which is typically done to a team who parks a Reinhardt on this platform. Mako dives onto Lucio. This makes Bernar and Alarm counterdive to protect their teammates. Bunny 76 shreds through the Winston's health and Bernar finishes him off. Again, the mobility and range of this composition allows BK Stars to get the first pick in the teamfight. Bernar and Alarm regroup, and then D.Va boops LW Blue's Reinhardt off the high ground. Dohyeon, who just returned from spawn, puts pressure onto Rein from the front while Alarm fires at his backside. Surrounded, Reinhardt becomes an easy kill. During this time, there was no protection for LW Blue's squishies on the high ground. Bunny takes advantage and kills their Ana from afar. LW Blue's attack is completely stopped out. Bernar cleans up the Genji inside the building and Dohyeon picks off the soldier escaping through the choke. These teamfights show the effectiveness of an aggressive defense that does not use Reinhardt. Rather than protecting their squishies with a barrier, BK Stars uses mobility and aggression to disrupt the offense before it can do what it wants to. They use D.Va and Winston to draw attention away from the rest of their team, which allows 76 and McCree to get kills. The meta created by the most recent patch is new, and it will take some time to settle. Right now, it's hard to draw conclusions that aren't also a little bit of speculation. However, I think defenses with dive comp elements will become even more common as the meta matures. Before the patch, I only saw one Apex tournament team defend Volskai's first point with a dive comp. I expect that to change. With 76's newfound firepower and D.Va's relevancy, Reinhardt's barriers are now living on borrowed time. Parking behind a Reinhardt shield is less reliable than it used to be when the offense can quickly melt it away. Reinhardt's not going to completely leave the meta, but I think we see more dive defenses as teams experiment with new strategies. These aggressive defenses take quite a bit of team chemistry and good tank play. For that reason, I don't expect the dive comp defense to be run in a solo queue competitive match. I do think it is worthwhile to experiment with this tactic if you play with a group of 6 friends. The fact that it's a different defense than what teams are used to should also add to its effectiveness. Try out a shooting gallery dive defense and let us all know how it goes in the comment section below. The meta is constantly evolving and I'm doing my best to stay on top of the recent changes. I'll report back to everyone with any information that I think could be useful. If you have a suggestion for a topic you'd like covered in a future pro breakdown, just leave a comment. I'm hoping to get the next video out soon, so stay tuned. Please help our page by liking the video and subscribing. Your support means a lot to us. Follow us on Twitter @FaultyLidGaming. This has been Forrest with Faulty Lid, and I'll see you next time.